Thank you for joining in to this video where we will show how you can use the America's Demographics tool or the demographic analytics to present or develop and present a comparative analysis profile comparing a congressional community to its corresponding congressional district. So we'll start at the end, and that is, you'll see on the screen right now a profile comparing congressional community California in Congressional District 47 CC CA 47001 in context of CD 118 Congressional District 118 CA 47. So this is in the Orange County area. This profile, which is generated by the demographic analytics tool, flexibly compare any CC to any CD or any CD to any CD, provides a narrative profile which tells a story. And we summarize it here at the beginning. Knowing about the demographic characteristics of an area provides essential information for planning and analysis to meet policy management and stakeholder needs. So you'll see, just as I briefly scroll through here, that it provides a side-by-side comparison in a narrative framework about demographic characteristics of the CC compared to the CD in this example. So scrolling down through this briefly, you can see that there are attributes of race origin, the diversity index, various elements of the population by age, how the population is aging, about the dependency ratio, what it is and why it's important, relationships, households, the housing situation, and vacancy rates. So to get to this important narrative profile, which you can use to tell a story or simply better understand for yourself or with your colleagues the attributes of how one geography compares to another geography, how you can use the demographic analytics tool. So I will close this HTML page and show you how this works. So in this short example, there are many ways to do this, but in this example I'll use the run from file technique. And when I do that, it accesses this a file that describes the one area to compare to another area. So to run the file, I simply click that button, Run from File, and it generates a grid display showing two columns where my mouse is presenting here, two columns characterizing the congressional community and compared side by side with the corresponding congressional district or whatever was selected. So for example, the CC 06-47001 had a total population in Census 2000 of 24,077. That compares to the total population for the congressional district of 759,061. As we go through this structured table, you can see the various attributes that I'm going to next generate the narrative profile. So to generate the narrative profile, since I want to view it real time, I check on the open box and then I click narrative HTML. It gives the default option about where to save the file. I click OK, and then it tells us that it's saved the file. I click OK, and then it displays the HTML page comparing the CC to the CD as we summarized at startup. So I'm going to close that page and say also that we can take the items in the grid and we can also view them in a report format so they show up in this tabular manner. So to do that, I click again the open checkbox so it opens on completion, and then I click the report HTML. It gives us the default location where it's to be placed, and then I click OK and it tells it's saved. And now we get content which looks very much like the grid in a printable form, and you can navigate it with these various links. So if you want to go to population by gender, show median age, you click that. If you want to go back up to the top, you click go to the top. You want to look at relationships, you click relationships and it goes to that section. Go back to the top. So I've shown in this brief example about how you can use the demographics analytics tool to compare a narrative profile or a tabular report in HTML format. Thank you for joining in. See the reference for more information about how you can start using this tool yourself.